from Rocky Mountain Gardens. How are you today? Have you ever used a hanging planter that was lined with a cocoa fiber? Well, I have this gorgeous one that I'll give you a look at. Take a look, isn't that lovely? But I hang it in or on my front porch here, and it hangs above my porch railing, which is painted white. Now what happens is the cocoa fiber doesn't really seal the soil, and it's a very porous material, cocoa fiber. You may have noticed this if you have used these kinds of planters before, but it allows the water to just stream right through the fiber, and all this brown water comes out. That brown water that flows out of the bottom of your hanging planter, it just would get all over my white railing, and I'd be cleaning it up every other day when I was watering, and it was very frustrating. And I couldn't figure out what to do. But then I did a little research, and you may have heard of those little crystals that you can put in planters that help absorb water and hold it in for your plants. Well, I read that, guess what? Baby diapers have that same material here in them. And of course, they're very inexpensive. So I got a couple of diapers from my daughter. And what I'm going to do is place them in the bottom of this planter. And I'm hoping that it will help retain the water that I use for this planter and keep it from flowing out and making such a mess on my front porch. So we'll give it a try this year and see how it works. But I thought I'd show you how I'm going to go ahead and plant up this beautiful planter here. I'm going to be using shade-loving plants. And I have two types of Coleus. I have this beautiful burgundy, and has a little bit of red and green in it. Isn't it pretty? And then I have this lime green Coleus. Then I have, for some beautiful blooms, I have this purple Torenia. It's also called Wishbone Flower. And lastly, I'm trying out this year Fuchsia. And this is a purple and pink fuchsia. Isn't it gorgeous? So I think this might turn out to be a lovely, very colorful pot hanging from my front porch. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and plant it up here, everything in here, and I'll turn the camera around so you can see how I do this with my my diaper solution. Before we get started, I wanted to give you one quick tip. You can see how the bottom of my planter is rounded and even has that finial on the bottom. So if I'm trying to plant it, it just tips every which way. So a quick and easy fix for that is just to take a bucket, an old bucket, and place it right in there, and then you have a stable place to work. You may have noticed in that short video of planting that I added Osmocote to the soil, like I always do, to really promote growth. And my planter looks a little sparse right now, but all four of these plants grow quite large over the course of the summer, and they will fill this up and it'll look beautiful. I will definitely show you what it looks like in a few weeks so you can see the results of planting such a lovely shade planter for your garden. So I'm going to hang this up, and then I'll give you a look at that and how it is as a hanging planter. My planter is hanging here now from my front porch, and it just looks great right here. You can see it from the street and also enjoy it when you're sitting on the porch. The flowers are small at the moment, but in a few weeks they will fill up this planter and it will just look fabulous. And I'll be sure to give you a look. I hope you enjoyed this video and that maybe you learned a little tip. Of course, I'll report back to you about how the diapers worked in keeping the water from streaming through this cocoa fiber liner that is used on this planter. I hope it works, and I'll be back again with more gardening and home decor videos soon. Have a lovely day, everyone. Bye-bye.